we hope it can be happy.
Just a moment while the equipment is getting set up. Just a moment while the equipment is getting set up. Okay, if you'll let us know when we can start.
Yeah.
Good morning. Today is April the 14th of 2020, and this is our regularly scheduled monthly meeting of the Alabama Public Service Commission. For the record, the public was notified of today's meeting by notice dated March the 16th of 2020. This is a very unusual meeting as we don't have any guests to welcome today. Instead, we are social distancing and live streaming. If you have any questions following this meeting, please call the commission. My office number is 334-242-5207. Our legal office is 334-242-5200. Commissioner Oden's office is 334-242-5203, and Commissioner Beaker's number is 334-242-5191. Thank you for joining us online. Let me introduce my colleagues here. I am Twinkle Andrews Kavanaugh, President of the Alabama Public Service Commission. In place one, we have Commissioner Jeremy H. Oden sitting to my right, and to my left, which would be your right, is Commissioner Chris Chip Beaker Jr. in place two on the commission. Our Executive Director and our Chief Administrative Law Judge, who you will be hearing from later in the meeting, is John Garner. He is below on my left, your right, and below on your left and my right is the Secretary of the Commission, Mr. Walter Thomas. As is customary, we begin all of our meetings with prayer and the pledge. And while we usually get to bring in a special guest, today is a little different, so I've asked my colleagues to lead us. So at this time, Commissioner Beaker, will you offer the prayer, and Commissioner Oden, then will you follow with the pledge?
Sure will. Father, in the midst of difficulties that we're facing here in our country and around the world, we say thank you to you, because this nation is a Christian nation. Even though we slide sometimes away from that, we know that we can count on you for the things that we need, and we ask your continued blessing on our country, on our state, on the Public Service Commission here. Father, we ask that you'd show us what our duties are and help us to fulfill them in the best way that we can. Thank you, Father, for loving us in America. Amen.
Amen.
This pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I give my colleagues the floor for their personal point of privilege, let me share with you that this past Sunday, a severe storm system passed through Alabama and left significant damage to many, many parts of our state. Thank you to all the linemen, the power linemen who have been working tirelessly to get power restored throughout our state, and you continue to work to repair the damage that has been done. The latest update that we have from Alabama Power Company is that they have restored power to more than 270,000 homes and businesses, and over 300,000 were originally affected. The largest remaining outages include 7,100 in Jefferson County, 6,000 in Blount County, 2,600 in Walker County, 2,600 in Etowah County, 2,300 here in Montgomery County, and 1,500 in Tuscaloosa County. Our prayers go out to all of those across our state that suffered damage and loss during these terrible storms on the night of Easter that blew through our state. And now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Oden.
Thank you, Madam President. We do want to first say thank you to all of the linemen, especially, as President Kavanaugh has stated, the ones who have been out there since late Sunday night and early Monday morning. Some of them have worked 24-hour shifts trying to get the power back on. So we recognize their effort and all of the ones across the state trying to get the power back on for our citizens. Secondly, I'd like to mention, and our thoughts and our prayers certainly go out to all the COVID-19 patients, the ones who may be suffering currently through this. We pray that you get through it as quickly as possible and your recovery is exceptional. Those who may have lost loved ones or lost someone in this, our prayers are with you in that loss. A lot of people are on the front lines of this, and we want to remember them, our healthcare workers, our first responders, and those people who are having to do some essential jobs and working out there, keeping some of the things going that we need as citizens. So our thoughts are with you, our prayers are with you that you stay safe. Mostly though, and I think this is one thing in which I've always sat back and I watch the President every day, just be in prayer for the leaders who are trying to direct this epidemic and pandemic that we're in. Our governor and our President, who has done, and I think most will agree, has done an exceptional job in the time in which we are in. He is facing many decisions that not a president before him has ever faced. And he's making these decisions, and they're correct decisions, they're good decisions, and helping our country get through this, and not only our country, but our world. So the biggest thing we can do is not criticize, but help him in that, and help the leaders of our state in the decisions that we have to make in those. And one of the things to do is keep him up in your prayers, especially during this time. He's got to make really tough decisions, and not only that it'll affect us, but it'll affect the world. And so I wanted to mention that I think, we all need to stop and just think about what he's having to do and the decisions that the governor's having to make, life-changing decisions that we are going to be facing for the rest of our lives. So thank you, Madam President. I wanted to mention those things.
Thank you. Commissioner, did you have anything?
Yes, I do. I'm in agreement with both of you all in what you said. And just to add a little bit to that, what will be the consequences of what we're finding out, where some of this came from, what should have happened to start with, and all that has happened here. We're in agreement. We in America have done fine, but this may wind up to be one of the worst times in recent history. It's not over, but there are a number of people that are into this saying that we are looking at the end, and it may not be as long as we had thought. But I too am thankful for the President and the job he's got to do now, because if things have happened that shouldn't, that's got to be addressed too. Things like this cannot go without finding out everything we can.
Thank you, Commissioner, appreciate it, appreciate both of my colleagues. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those that are sick here in our state and across our country, across the world. And our prayers go out to the folks that are first responders, those in the medical field, but especially those that are working in the grocery stores, the pharmacies, and those that are trucking it all across the United States right now. We truly have our prayers for you all as you all conduct business and keep our food supply going, and just thank our farmers, the truckers, our pharmacy workers, grocery store workers, and all the medical staff that are keeping us going during these very difficult times. And now we will continue with our meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our March 3rd, 2020 PSC meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Oden.
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
Do I have a motion now to approve the minutes from our March 24th, 2020 special called meeting? Do I have a motion?
I move.
Second?
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Oden.
Yes.
Commissioner Peters.
Yes.
With there being no old business to discuss, we will move on to the new business here at the Commission. And our new business will include our Public Service Commission monthly reports. And due to the unusual circumstances, and in order to limit the number of staff that we have present here at this meeting, our Executive Director, John Garner, will give the reports for all of our divisions, except the first report that will be given by our Utility Services Division Director, Mr. Darrell Baker. You're up first.
I'll begin with the gas agenda. This is for financial data through February and then budgeted data through September 30th. What you're going to get is the projected return as of September 30th. For Spire, Alabama, the projected return on September 30th is 10.58%, and that is within the range. For Spire Gulf, the projected return is 9.95%, and that's below the range, but these are not point of test. If there's no questions, I'll move to the water agenda. Docket 32698 is River Bend Marina LLC, and this is simply a renewal of the certificate of financial viability as required every 2 years under commission rules. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Oden.
Yes.
Commissioner Peters.
Yes.
Moving to the telecommunications agenda, I'd like to take the first 15 items together under one recommendation. Under interconnection agreements, docket U5330, Brindley Mountain Telephone LLC and Teleport Communications America LLC. Under docket U5331, Butler Telephone Company doing business as TDS Telecom and Oakland Telephone Company and Envoy LLC and People's Telephone Company doing business as TDS Telecom. Under amended interconnection agreements, docket U3975, Bell South Telecommunications LLC doing business as AT&T Alabama or AT&T Southeast, and from here henceforth I'll simply refer to them as Bell South for brevity. And Knology of Alabama Inc. doing business as Knology or DBA WOW, Internet, Cable, and Phone. Under docket U4406, Bell South and Harbor Communications LLC. Docket U4647, Bell South and West Telecom Services LLC. Docket U4682, Bell South and Troy Cable Vision Inc. Docket U4820, Bell South and Envoy LLC. Under docket U4837, Bell South and Bullseye Telecom Inc. Under docket U4932, Bell South and Farmers Telecommunications Corporation. Docket U4942, Bell South and Intelligent Solutions Inc. Under resale agreements, docket U5332, AltaWorks LLC and Bell South. Next page under cancellation withdrawals, docket 26817, this is Teleco Operations LLC. This cancels certificate withdraws a tariff. They're a total reseller and they have no customers. Under docket 29279 is Telecircuit Network Corporation. Also cancels certificate and withdraws the tariff, and they're also a total resale service provider with no customers. Docket 32843 is Comap Technologies LLC. This cancels certificate and withdraws the tariff, and they're an inmate calling service provider who is not providing any inmate calling services in Alabama. Under name changes, docket 28128, West Telecom Services LLC changes the company name to Intrado Communications LLC. We recommend approval.
So moved.
Second,
Commissioner Kavanaugh,
yes.
Commissioner Elder,
Yes.
Commissioner Bieber.
Yes.
There's another item under miscellaneous, and this is docket 33010, Frontier Telecommunications of the South. This seeks a waiver of Rule T9B in the Commission's telephone rule, and that rule has to do with directories. What they want to do is be able to print directories, but only distribute them to those people that ask for them. The Rule T9B of the Commission's telephone rules was created in 1992 before the Communications Reform Act. Frontier elected to be regulated under the Act in 2005. We do not regulate their retail services. So the only possible avenue wherein we retain jurisdiction for Frontier is our jurisdiction over the wholesale tariff. But directory listings are not in the wholesale tariff, and they're not a service. Therefore, we have no wholesale jurisdiction. So Rule T1 in the telephone rules emphatically says that the T rules apply only to services under the Commission's jurisdiction. Since we have no jurisdiction over directory listings, no waiver is required for a rule that does not apply. Consequently, we recommend dismissal for lack of jurisdiction.
So moved.
Second to dismiss,
Commissioner Kavanaugh,
yes.
Commissioner Elder,
Yes.
Commissioner Bieber.
Yes.
And the remaining two items are for informational purposes only, so subject to questions, that concludes my presentation.
Now we have Judge Garner, who will give our Gas Pipeline and Safety Division report, our Utility Enforcement Division report, and our Electricity Division report. Judge Garner?
Thank you, Madam President. You have before you the report of the activities of the Gas Pipeline Safety Division for the month of February 2020. As far as inspections for February, the division performed a total of 45 inspections of various types. There were 2 enforcement letters of notification issued during February noting 2 non-compliance issues. 8 non-compliance items were corrected during the month of February from previous issues that arose. As far as incidents and accidents, there were no Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration reportable incidents during the month of February. There were, however, 2 state reportable incidents during the month. One of those involved a cast iron main break under a highway in the Roanoke Utilities Board territory. The other incident was in Spire Gulf's territory and involved a vehicle leaving the road and striking the regulator station and damaging it. With regard to training for the division, there were 3 operator contractor training sessions on polyethylene plastic fusion conducted during the month of February. One of those sessions was held at Fultondale Utilities, where 21 personnel were qualified. The second class was held at Leak City in Athens and involved 38 personnel who were qualified. The third class was at Spire Birmingham's Operations Center. 34 personnel were qualified there for a total of 103 personnel who received qualification through those training sessions in February.
And Judge, let's just make sure for the record, we say that these training sessions are a month behind in being reported, these, which is the norm.
Right.
And we finish a month and then report the following month. So these training sessions were done in February before our shelter in place or less than 10 people rule was put in place by our state, and no training has been done since then.
That is correct, and the same will apply for the next report for the Utility Enforcement Division, because their reporting is always a month behind because of the lag in getting all the results in. So
Judge, for clarification now, they're not gonna have any until further
No.
announced?
Right. That's
Okay.
correct. All of that has been ceased because of the current circumstances.
Sure.
We're doing only emergency type investigations and things of that nature. We're doing the things that can be done remotely and from home, and only engaging in matters that are emergency in nature and require personnel to actually go out and investigate in order to comply with statutes and our rules and regulations and the safety of the public generally. As far as training in the division, during February, Gas Pipeline Safety Investigator Senior Jonathan Kimbrell participated in training sponsored by the American Petroleum Institute, and the director of the division, Wallace Jones, attended the National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners Winter Policy Summit in Washington, D.C. in February. Mr. Jones represented the National Association of Pipeline Safety Representatives at that meeting and attended a number of committee meetings that involved natural gas topics. Unless you have questions, that concludes the report of the Gas Pipeline Safety Division.
Thank you, Judge.
Moving on to the report of the Utility Enforcement Division, and again, this involves February activities. During the month of February, the track inspectors of the Railway Safety Section staff of the Utility Enforcement Division visited 4 carriers and performed 16 regular track inspections. A total of 103 miles of track were inspected during the month. The Motive and Power Inspector from the Railway Safety Section staff also visited 4 carriers and inspected 900 units. There were no incidents reported in February that required the involvement of our railway safety staff. The staff from Railway Safety investigated 2 telephonic complaints during the month. One of those involved a concern about the track geometry. The other involved a small sinkhole near a track that was ultimately determined not to pose a threat. With respect to the activities of the motor carrier section of the division, there were a number of activities. There were 12 intrastate applications processed and 5 new authorities were approved during the month. There were 465 insurance filings that were received and processed by the section during the month of February. 212 ECR inquiries were handled during the month. Notably, on February 13th, the 2020 Unified Carrier Registration process began. As of February 29th, there were 2,614 Alabama carriers, or 29%, registered for 2020 UCR, with 6,453 that need to register. And that's pretty consistent with prior years, but we've had a good performance rate, so we will get on that as soon as the circumstances allow. A total of 168 annual report forms for 2019 were mailed to household goods movers and passenger transporters during the month of February. With regard to the activities of the field services section of utility enforcement, staff from that section met with Alabama Power Company representatives at the job site of a 26-mile reconductor project between Plant Harris and the North Selma Transmission Substation. Everything appeared to be in order with that project. The field services staff also met with a field technician employed by Community Utilities of Alabama to review 2 wastewater treatment facilities in the Auburn-Opelika area during the month of February. Both of those systems appear to be well maintained, free of any noticeable defects. Unless you have any questions, that concludes the report of the Utility Enforcement Division.
Madam President, just real quick, we want to make sure, and I think, Madam President, it would be appropriate for us to do that the safety aspects of all of these, we are still in concern and we still are over. So don't fret that we're not out there in the safety aspect of the railroads and the UCR degrees. So we just want to make sure that, you know, we're still in that. So.
Right. Yes, sir. That is goes to the point I made earlier with regard to the Gas Pipeline Safety Division. The same holds true with the Railway Safety Division. They are only engaging in person-to-person investigations and whatnot when it's an emergency, but they are performing other functions as we speak. They do a lot of work remotely as it is. So it's just they're limiting the person-to-person contacts unless there's an emergency, and then, of course, they'll use all the precautions. in a case that requires them to go to face-to-face contact. But they're still out there very engaged with the railroads on a day-to-day basis. So any, abnormalities or issues that arise that need their attention, they're, as they always are, ready to, any time of day, respond to those. So, yes, sir,
Thank you.
that is still very much in play. Excellent. Thank you.
All right, and do you next have moving on to the electricity division?
Yes, Madam
You're a
President.
man wearing a lot of hats today.
That's right. You have before you the Electricity Policy Division's agenda dated April 7th, 2020. This is the division's normal monthly report on rates RSC and ECR and dockets 18117, 18416, and 18148. Regarding rate RSC, the staff performed its monthly examinations of the books and records of Alabama Power and determined the reprojected weighted return on average retail common equity was 6.00% for 12 months ending December 31, 2020. This return is based on 2 months of actual data for January and February of 2020 and 10 months of budgeted data for March through December 2020. With regard to rate ECR, the staff performed the regular monthly review of Alabama Power's energy costs for the month of February 2020 and determined there was an over-recovery of $21,547,369 for the month. Pending any questions you have, this concludes the monthly report of the Electricity Policy Division.
Thank you, Judge. And do you have any legal items that you'd like to address today?
The legal division does not have an agenda today. We were able to clear our docket in the special commission meeting held on March 24th. However, as far as pending administrative matters, to the extent that we have any pending motor carrier matters, I would like to go ahead and get your vote approving the issuance of any orders on those routine matters that may be pending, and I make that request in the way of a recommendation.
And this would be, explain this so that viewers realize these are orders that come in every day that we have to process.
They are. We do hundreds of these a month. They are triggered by statutory windows. It involves revocations, reinstatements, things of that nature that happen by operation of law. They are effectuated with orders signed by the commissioners, but they are pretty routine in nature, and we have always handled these matters in this way. And so they are some numerous, and they come in during the month at different times, and so we try to clear those out in batches. And so that's what this
I think that would be very appropriate, and I move to do that.
Second.
Commissioner Cavanaugh.
Yes.
Commissioner Arnold.
Yes.
Commissioner Davis.
Yes.
And pending any questions you have, that concludes all of the other agendas that have been presented.
Thank you, Judge. Does anyone have any other new business to come before the commission?
Madam President, I know we mentioned it at the beginning, but I think we're in sort of a historic process of having a Facebook, so, and allowing that. So we want to thank you and all of the staff that got that together and getting it out there so that people could actually see us do it today. So appreciate all of that, especially our wonderful Kay who's behind the camera back there doing all the hard work. So we do thank that.
Thank you. Just wanted to say, to further that just a little bit, we have a lot of staff working from home. I'd like to thank them because I know sometimes they're juggling family and children, and now some of them are teachers on top of the work they're doing, homeschooling their children, and I would like to thank them for juggling so much and continuing state business from home. I'd also like to say thank you. Each of our division directors have come in on a scheduled basis, so we don't have anyone working together. And we have tried to follow all of the safe protocol, but continue so that state government could move forth during these times, because we do handle a lot of trucking issues, and we thank our truckers all across the state, and just want to make sure they don't have any slowdown in what we do for them. And just want to thank all of our directors for doing a fantastic job, and Judge, for you leading the effort. We truly appreciate all the work that you all have done. And as Commissioner Oden mentioned, we are doing something completely new, and that is live streaming. We tried, and after this order was put in place, to order equipment to live stream, but as you all know, technology is now at a premium with everyone homeschooling and trying to do meetings online. And for that reason, it has taken a while to get it, so we are also using Facebook to live stream our meetings to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to see the meeting. We did not preclude anyone from being at the meeting, however, we asked for them to let us know ahead of time so we could offer an appropriate seat so they would be far away from everyone else. However, we did not have anyone take us up on that, and for that reason, I hope everyone is watching via Facebook or watching online live. We will, like we always do, we will have the meeting posted on our Facebook when the meeting is over. And with there being no new business, let me say in closing, our next regularly scheduled commission meeting at this point is scheduled with the Secretary of State's office on Tuesday, May the 5th of 2020. However, it may be moved to a later date in May in order to accommodate the current shelter-in-place order. So I would ask that you all stay tuned. These are very different times, and we're trying to work around all of the different parameters that we have right now to offer the best service we can to the state. So the commission date will be listed, if it were to be changed, on the homepage of the Public Service Commission website. And for anyone that needs to check that out, it's PSC, that's the acronym, PSC.Alabama, spelled out, .gov, G-O-V. I'll repeat that, PSC.Alabama.gov. I'll also ask you, please don't forget to fill out your 2020 census form. That is so important for our state. So just a reminder to please go online and fill that out. And now I'll just ask, may God continue to bless our state and our nation. And with that, with there being no further business to come before this commission, we stand adjourned. Thank you.